What's up, gamers? Your boy Trey here, back with a little bit different kind of video. Movie news is coming probably in the next day or two, but today I wanted to talk a little gaming. I know several of you have a Nintendo Switch, great console, we love it. Grace plays it most of the time, but we have experienced drift in our Joy-Con controllers. So we're gonna be trying to fix some Nintendo drift, some Tokyo Switch drift. So for those of you that don't know, this is basically what happens. The character is just continuously moving without touching it, which is not ideal. And it doesn't happen when it is on the console and we're playing on the TV. Grace has a Pro controller that she uses a lot, and it works great with that. The biggest issue is when it is in handheld or when it's on the console and we're using the Joy-Cons in their own controller. So I want to make a quick video trying out a DIY fix to see if it works, in case any of you guys ever want to try and fix it if you have that issue. So I ordered a little kit off Amazon, and it comes with several different tools and actually two Joy-Cons itself. And so, as you can see, boom. So we are going to be replacing these two Joy-Cons. Well, actually, I'm only going to try the left one and see if that helps. But it gave me all these little tools. I'm going to be using a YouTube video linked below, and I'll also include the website that I used to search for this. So my options were, we can buy a whole new Switch console, which just is a decent amount of money. We could try and just buy new Joy-Cons, or we could just try and fix it ourselves. So we're going to be trying that today. So let's get started. So first we're going to remove all the screws on each four corners. Then you're going to use the pry bar to pry open the two parts. You want to be gentle with this. Then next is removing the battery. There's a black and red wire that you need to just pop off. You pull gently and then it just comes right off. Then we're going to remove 3 screws. So this next part, we are going to actually be lifting. So now that we have these 3 screws out, we're actually going to be lifting this whole compartment, which we want to be careful because there is a very thin cable underneath here. It does come up pretty easily though, but you do see that very thin cable right here. So this next part is a little scary. So we are actually going to be removing these cables. So each, well, I guess, yeah, we're gonna call them cables, I don't really know. But we need to unplug them basically. And so the easiest way from what I've seen is just to push on one end and then be able to pull it out. So let's try that. So there is actually a little switch, and all you have to do is flip it up and then they pull out pretty easily. You don't want to put too much pressure or it'll snap. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to remove this cable, or sorry, this screw and this screw. Both of those screws right now. So now we just remove this part, and it should just kind of finagle a little bit. But yeah. So now we have the messed up joystick out. So now we have the two. This is the old one, and they look very similar. Making sure that's not. So yeah. So now we are going to throw this one away and replace this one. And basically, we're just going to go back through the exact same way we went in. So we're going to put this face down, put in the 2 screws on either corner, and then connect all the cables. So putting it back together was a little scary, especially connecting the cables. It felt like they should be going in a lot further than they actually did. They really just barely fit in the gap, and then you flip the switch back down. The video actually followed along. The guy snapped a cable while he was doing it, so I was pretty worried about that part, but otherwise it was pretty easy. The battery doesn't slide in, you just have to press it fully in, and pretty simple other than that. yeah, it looks normal. So now let's see if it actually works. We have put it back on, and so now let's see if it works. So I'm able to move around. Sometimes if you like tap the controller, that's when it starts. And it looks like we might have fixed it. All right, checking back in. It's now been about a day since I switched over everything, and it worked pretty good. I'm gonna say it's a success, and I would recommend. I will say, especially right off the bat, I was like, sweet, it's working, and then it kind of went crazy. So when I was in the menu, it would just continuously scroll to the left. But then when I would click on the game, it would be working perfectly. And so that was kind of weird. So I was kind of disappointed at first, but then the longer I played it, it seems like it fixed its issues. So I've tested it both, in this mode with just holding the Joy-Cons, and with it just on the regular Switch like this. Overall, huge success. It wasn't actually too hard to switch it myself, so I would definitely recommend trying this before buying a whole new system or buying new Joy-Cons. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the results. To be fair, Grace plays this Switch a lot more than I do, and she has been complaining about this for months now, and I just hadn't really played myself, but then we played Mario Kart the other night, and it was absolutely terrible for me, so then I was like, let's fix this. So probably should have listened to her and fixed it months ago. But let's go to Grace to see what she thinks.
Trey, thank you so much. So before, the drift on the Switch was so bad that I would not play it handheld because it was virtually impossible. I couldn't play any of my games, and it was very frustrating. And so since he's fixed it, I have almost exclusively played handheld and have had no issues. And so I do think this was a roundabout way of Trey getting the big TV back to himself, since now I can play the Switch handheld and he can play Xbox, but that's neither here nor there because I feel like it's fixed. So thank you, Trey.
And now we don't have to buy a new Switch. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to include the link that I followed, or the video I followed again. Like I said, that video is super clear on what exactly you're unscrewing. Mine's a little fast, and that one has a pretty good close-up. So if you are ever actually doing it yourself, I would follow along with that video after you watch this video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.